Hey guys, so we had a regular inside day today. So for those of you that don't know what an inside day is, this is the perfect example. So essentially what an inside day is when price action on the daily candles, this can happen on obviously a lower time frame, but for the daily candle, comes in and does not break the high of day from the previous candle or the low of day from the previous candle. This is an even more true, as I would call it, inside day, because we didn't even break through the candle body support or resistance either. So that is important to note. So taking a look at this, so yesterday I mentioned that we had broken through the daily AEMA and we had most importantly broken through this bull channel support line. So I was saying that we could very well see a downside start here, and the fact that the bulls did not take this back over key 4716.8 resistance today could be a sign of slight weakness to come. So something that I'm watching here is that we did come and did hold the daily AEMA again at 410. However, we did not manage to break through 415.2 resistance, and we did not break through 408.8 support. So both those levels tomorrow are very, very important. Another important thing to note here is that basically 411, 410.9 is a very critical support for tomorrow, that if we open below that, so basically if we open red at all, and actually don't open slightly green, then we're going to break this support again, and that really should start showing some downside. There is a case to be made that this is a bull flag here that will push us to this 419.5 that I am definitely watching. Tomorrow we have some more jobs data, so I will be very interested to see where we go with that, and most importantly, I don't even care honestly what the data is. I just want to see how the algos will react to that data. Now looking at futures, also a very much so inside day here. However, we did, as you see, break the candle bodies. So what we are left with here is essentially a very critical 41.23 support. So I was saying that if we did not break through 41.77, this double top here, that I was going to be looking for some downside and maybe even a retrace. 41.45 was my important support line I was watching, and as you can see, we did break through that, and now we are under that, and we are retesting 41.23 support. So realistically, until we break 41.23, I am looking for some more upside. So we are holding daily AEMA, which as you can see has been the trend and does lead to further upside. And this is even more of an obvious bull flag, in my opinion, for upside push here to the 4200s. However, as I noted yesterday, we did not even test or break through the actual blue bull channel here on futures. So that support lies at 4105. 4105 to 4100 for tomorrow, and now new resistance sits right here at 4175. So very, very, very important levels to watch for tomorrow. There are not official CPI consensus released yet. Bloomberg is calling for, and they're usually pretty correct, calling for a pretty significant a pretty good size beat on year over year. However, they are saying that we are probably going to see a pretty large rebound on the month over month. So as you saw last CPI and really the last two CPIs, then even a beat is sometimes not good enough. So the question will remain, what comes next? Are we going to get a month over month rebound, and are the algos going to care more about that or the continual year over year decrease? It'll be very interesting to see. A huge rebound after putting a negative print month over month will be very, very interesting to see how markets react. So those are my levels I'm watching for tomorrow. If we were to close under 41.23 tomorrow, I would be pretty surprised not to see a bigger red day on Friday and Monday leading into CPI, and to not come down into this 40.30, 40.40 support area here. Then we have Tesla. So Tesla now has closed 7 green days in a row. Its longest streak is 10 green days in a row from 2013 and 2020. So that's obviously been a couple years now. 2013, obviously very long, 10 years ago. And it does also have a runner-up streak of 8 green days in a row from, I forget when that was now. But so we could be seeing the repeat of that. So if we put in one more green day, we tie the second longest streak. But we're 3 days away now from the longest streak. So something interesting to note here is the candle structure. So I mentioned how important that 197.1 resistance was, and you can see how hard we bounced off of it. And the other thing to note here, which from a technical standpoint is highly frustrating, is that when you go back to the actual support line, which is right here, right here, you can see that clearly yesterday we broke through support, and clearly today we broke through support. Even if you restructure the support line off of yesterday's support, we still broke through support today. Now, Elon put out a tweet yesterday saying that they're going to have a cool investor phase 3 thing coming up here on March 3rd or something like that for Investors Day. In my opinion, when you look at rest of tech today, when all of tech is red, NVIDIA did close 0.14% green, but NVIDIA is on the same level of memeing as Tesla is. That Tesla should have probably had a red day today. And I do think that tweet helped keep it green today. So now the question is going to be, we're at the point here where it's not even if Tesla retraces, it's when it retraces. So now there is definitely a case to be made that we do see a run up to 215 here, which is this daily 200 EMA. However, now we're just getting to a point now where being up 110% in about 5 weeks that, in my opinion, if SPY and the general market starts to sell off into CPI or because of CPI, I do think Tesla is going to be one of the biggest ones to take a hit. Tesla and NVIDIA really are the two biggest overextended, the two biggest ones up there. So it'll be very interesting to just kind of see what happens really for the next week and a half leading into CPI and after CPI. So the last piece of the puzzle here is the VIX. So I mentioned yesterday this blue resistance line, which I have restructured it off of today's high, broke a 4-month-long resistance. Now, most of the day it looked like the VIX was going to come back down, but as you see, it actually pushed up and closed over yesterday's yesterday's close. And we're right back at this 19.7 magnet and very, very key resistance. So if the VIX turns the daily 20 EMA into support now and pushes up here, especially back into the 20s, 21 area, I do foresee more sell-off coming here on the market. However, if this was just a temporary top on the VIX, then we could be looking for some market down here. Honestly, the last couple of weeks of trading here, pretty much since FOMOC day, up until this point here, everything felt normal and I believed it. In technical standpoint, it looked good. But really since FOMOC, nothing has made sense. This sell-off on paper, in retrospect, makes sense for sure. However, if you were to watch these candles intraday and try to play those candles intraday, it did not make sense at all. So even yesterday, like I said yesterday, we had that wild amount of volatility of $7 moves up and down. But look at today too, it's price action. So, once again, the bulls came out super strong, convincing that we're going to massively rally. Then we have some huge wicks to the downside bouncing off this 413 support area, thinking, okay, we're going to probably see another day of rallying. But then what do we get? We just get a massive rejection here at 414.5, and then we just hard dump straight down here to the 410 area. But then from there, it's hard bounce up. And if you look at these, these are pretty large candles. These are over $1 sized candles that we're barcoding with. So to try to attempt to trade $1 up and down, and obviously it is moving up in the process here, is incredibly difficult. And playing this candle right here was even more difficult because at this point we had broken back over the 8 EMA. We were attempting to break out, and for almost basically until the end of that candle, it looked like we were going to break out. And then it comes into this massive double top here and dumps. But then the same thing, just straight barcoding, long wicks. And then you got this huge drop right here, massive recovery. It's just, trading this has been so hard the last couple of weeks, or 2 weeks now, since FOMOC, but even the days leading into FOMOC. Just because everything is just so indecisive and we're just having these very volatile moves. For instance, I mean, we played, I think it was this one right here. We played a put because it looked like we were double topping here yet again. We got stopped out here only for it to come back down, and obviously would have been profitable. It's just very, very, very difficult to trade right now. And we basically have three choices. Your first choice is you sit cash, you trade the intraday, which obviously has not been easy, but you just trade lightly. Once CPI comes, hopefully we'll have some sort of move. And pretty much once CPI hits, we don't really have much until middle of March when we'll get the next CPI and also FOMOC. Or you can attempt to believe in this rally and that this rally is going to continue, and you just buy some calls and hope you're not buying the absolute top. Or you could buy puts, hoping that we get a major retrace back to this 390 support area, and hope that you don't get burnt as we make the next 5 to 10% move up in the market. It is incredibly difficult right now, and there's just not a good choice, like a good direction. I mean, both, I see a case for bullish, I see a case for bearish, and I see a consolidation case. So right now, it's just the best position is cash, really, until we can get some sort of major milestone, support level, resistance level, broken, and get through this CPI that comes up in now 4 trading days. So, all right, I hope you guys had a good day trading today, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in for this video. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, and like to stay updated. Drop a comment if you have any questions. This is the permanent Discord link. Sometimes that does not work for whatever reason. Just go ahead and drop a comment, send me a message, and I will get you an updated link so you can get to the Discord. Some of the advantages of the Discord is I do a pre-market update with key support and resistance levels every day. And also throughout the day, I do live intraday commentary on SPY and the general market. And I also do live intraday buy and sell alerts. You can follow me on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok as SPY Optionaire, and on Reddit as Daddy Dersh.